Kanyakumari, Kanyakupa, Kanyatirtha. Mahabharata makes references in many places to Kanyakumari, the southern extremity of former Kerala, and Gokarna, the northern boundary. It must, therefore, be surmised that these two holy places were very ancient ones. Vana Pava praises Kanyakumari at many places. If any one bathes at this place, one will become very famous. Anushasana Pava, M.B. Chapter 85 of Aranya Pava, of Bhasha Bharat speaks praisingly of Kanyakumari and Gokarna among other places. It says thus, if you visit Sabhachala of Pandyadisa, you will get the benefit of conducting an Ashwamedha Yaga. Then, you must go farther south and take a dip in Kanyatirtha. The touch of that water absolves you of all sins. Then, visit Gokarna, situated in the ocean, famous in all the three worlds and worshipped by all. From this, it is to be understood that at the time of Mahabharata, Kanyakumari was part of Pandyadisa and that Gokarna was an island. Puranak stories about Kanyakumari. There are several stories regarding the origin and renown of Kanyakumari in the Puranas due to Kalpged. The most important ones are given below. 1. Absolver of sins. The wife of a Brahman named Apanchika living in Kasi became unchaste, and to wash away her sin she came to Kanyakumari, walking all the way, and did penance there, daily bathing in its waters. She attained salvation, and it is believed that a bath in its waters would absolve anybody of all his sins. Manimakhala. 2. Chakra Tirtha of Kanyakumari. Punya Kasi, daughter of Mayasura, once went to Kailash and worshipped Sri Shiva. After 3 yugas, Sri Shiva appeared before her and asked her what she wanted. She replied that she wanted to be merged in Sri Shiva, always. Sri Shiva, then, said, 360 days would make a year. 4,32,000 years would make a Kali Yuga. Krita, Treta, Dwapara and Kali are 4 yugas, and when 2000 such yugas are over, Sri Brahma finishes a day. Note that 1 Sri Brahma day, 12 hours plus 1 Sri Brahma night or pralay, 12 hours equals 2 kalps equals 1 full day equals 2000 yugas, as mentioned here. Such 30 days make 1 month, and 12 months, a year for Sri Brahma. When such 100 years of Sri Brahma are over, the great deluge comes. Such 10 deluges make a Nazhika, 24 minutes, of Sri Vishnu. Counting thus, when you pass 10 Sri Vishnu deluges, Sri Shiva passes a second. Then is the time for the fulfillment of your desire. Till that time, you sit in meditation on the shores of the South Seas. Your hermitage would be known as Kanyakshetra or Tapasthala. During your stay there, you must kill all the wicked people like Banasura and give relief to the people. I will also come and stay with you there, then. Punya Kasi, after prostrating before Sri Shiva, went to the South Seas. Taking a japa mala, necklace for prayer, in her hands she assumed the name Kanyakumari, and started her penance. After conquering all the 3 worlds, Demon Bana was having a wicked rule over his people when he saw Kanyakumari and asked her to be his wife. He approached her with his wicked servants Durmukha and Durdarsana. But Kanyakumari flatly refused, and in the battle that ensued, Banasura fell dead by the Chakra Yudha, discus, of Devi, and at that spot is the Chakra Tirtha. Skanda Purana. 3. The Maya child which escaped from the hands of Kansa at the time of the birth of Sri Krishna was the divine lady, Kanyakumari. Padma Purana. The geographical view, it is said that there was an extension of the present continent to the south, and that expansive land called Lemuria, or Kumari Kandam, was later submerged in waters. There is a description of such an extended land in some of the old literature like Salapadikaram. Kanyakumari, which was called Kumari Ambadi, also was the first Setu, Dhanuskoti, the middle Setu, and Kotikara, last Setu. Setu Purana. Rameshwaram, there is in South India a very famous holy place called Rameshwaram and a Sri Shiva temple there. Sri Rama and others encamped on the seashore to cross over to Lanka to release Sri Sita Devi from Ravana's custody. This temple, according to Kamba, was built by Sri Rama at that time. The following story is from the Yuddha Kanda of Kamba Ramayana. To make the passage over to Lanka easy, Sri Rama decided to build a great temple at Rameshwar and install a Sivalinga in the temple. Under the expert supervision of the great architects, Nala and Nila, all the monkeys cooperated to build the temple. As ordered by Sri Rama, Sri Hanuman went to Kailash to fetch Sivalinga. Sri Hanuman did not return with the linga, though the auspicious time for the installation was very near. How could the installation be made without the idol, and the installation had to be made at the appointed time? Sri Rama stood ready near the installation platform. It was the exact time for the installation of the idol. A divine effulgence was seen to emerge from Sri Rama, and, immediately, a Sivalinga automatically appeared at the spot where rituals were conducted for installation. Everyone was wonder-struck by this mysterious happening. Sri Hanuman by now returned with the linga, and he felt sorry that the installation of the idol had already been made. Sri Rama told him, "Please remove the idol already installed, we shall install a new one." Happy at the words of Sri Rama, Sri Hanuman entwined the idol with his tail and jumped directly upwards. But his tail was cut, head clashed against the ceiling which was broken, and Sri Hanuman fell down unconscious. Sri Rama held him up and patted him on the head, and Sri Hanuman was more pleased than ever. Afterwards, to fulfill Sri Hanuman's desire and for the prosperity of the temple, Sri Hanuman was made to install the new Sivalinga in front of the eastern tower of the temple. Sri Rama laid down the following rule also: only after worshipping the idol at the tower, should the god inside the temple be worshipped.